What's up, everyone? It's Sunday night. It's freezing here on the East Coast. So I was live this afternoon, and it seems like it's midnight. I like doing lives. I really love talking to all of my subscribers. I love people, obviously, because I do this. And every time I go live, I never know what to expect. I'm just like, God grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. I really never know what I'm going to be in for. This afternoon, I had an amazing group of people. I love all you guys for the support. Some people really need my help. I have to make it clear, I'm not a doctor. I'm not a relationship coach. I would love to be that. I have things I'm thinking of doing, right? We have goals in life, right? Sometimes when we graduate high school, we rush to college not really knowing, right? So our brain doesn't develop fully until we're 25. So any advice to you out there, if you're 14, 15, 16, I don't think you should be watching my channel if you're any younger than 13, teenager and up. Really know what you want to do. You can do anything in your life if you put your mind to it. I'm 52, and I just realized what my purpose is, and that's to talk and help others. I have my hairdressing license. I've told you guys this story over and over. If you're just joining me, welcome. My name is Laura. Spiritual goddess. People didn't like that name. Someone said it was cringy. Now I go by Live, Love, Laugh, and Learn with Laura. That's my YouTube name now. With that being said, I don't do hair anymore. I mean, I'm in the salon. I do it, but I do it. But I don't love it. I do that 4 days a week because I like being around people. That's not what the video's about. I'm not going to restart this because see how I tend to go off. The subjects, I'm talking about toxic relationships. That's what I'm going to get into in a minute. But don't click off, please, because I don't want you guys to get bored because I'm going to get into that because that's what you're going to click on because that's what the title's going to say. What I'm trying to get to is my life. I've been through hell and back, and I'm still here, and I'm not perfect. I beat addiction. I beat a lot of trauma, and you guys can do it too. You can do it. Life's too short. With that being said, will I get my degree in social worker, relationship coach? Maybe, maybe not. So let's talk about toxic relationships. Some people love being toxic. They get a rush from it. I'm going to read off some things, but this is off my head, right? I've known people. Have I ever been in one myself? A little, but it wasn't like toxic bad, okay? Years ago, I was with this guy. He's not alive today. God rest his soul. His name is Steve. Had a lot of money. And I was 30 when I met him. He came into the bar, the gentleman's club I was dancing at. And again, I had my own money. He had a lot of money. But he had serious mental health, okay? Bipolar. And took steroids, and he was so messed up in the head. I didn't know nothing about bipolar and anything about mental health. But now that I do know, and everything I've been through now, 20 years later, it's clicking with me. He was terrible to his mother. That's a red flag. Any of you girls that are in toxic relationships, because this is what the video's about. God, I hope my sound's okay, because I had it. I'm facing a different way, and I don't have it standing right, but if a guy's rotten to his mother, talks nasty to his mother, that's a red flag. Okay? And when I mean, if you're kick your dog, I can't, if you're not mean to an animal. That's just a no-no. That's when I should have just ran for the hills, okay? So, I'm not going to talk about bipolar so much because there's different levels, but he was definitely bipolar. One day he'd call me Mama Bear, I love you, we'll be okay. It was so sweet, and I just was like, I liked it because it was like, it made me feel special. But again, I didn't have self-love. If you don't have self-love, you're going to like this toxicity. Next day, raging maniac, right? The highs and the lows. He would come at me, grab my neck, right? And some women cannot get out of them because they're scared. I've seen it. I've seen my girlfriend cry, pull on this guy's leg, don't go and don't leave me. I said, I'm not going to say the names. I'm just going to make up her name and say it's Dawn. Dawn, stop it. You're making yourself look ridiculous. Have some self-respect. Let him go. Let him go. She couldn't do it. But I love him. I can't be without him. Sobbing, chasing him, ripping her hair out. I know there's a lot of people out there. And this could go the opposite way too. Guys, I'm going to turn my phone over like I always do. Let me go this way. I should have started out this way. And this could go the other way around too, right? What does it all boil down to? What does it all boil down to? Comment below. My answer would be not loving yourself. How can you truly love and respect yourself if you can deal and go through that? Some women will say, all men cheat. Again, I don't want to go off topic. We're talking about toxic relationships. I don't want to get into cheating. And again, I'm not going to bring names up also. The guy is over there laughing. Oh, she'll take me back any day. I got her wrapped around my finger. That is not normal. And now in today's day and age, supposedly girls are buying guys flowers. It's so messed up, which there's nothing wrong with that, but there's young women. My mother knows a girl. My mom's a nanny, and she has nanny friends. Again, I can't say names. She knows a girl who's 30, this Brazilian girl. When I say the most stunning girl you ever meet in your life, like a model, she can't find a guy. They're all toxic. What's going on in this world? But I don't want to go off topic too much. So it can get so bad that you can murder someone. Guys can get very jealous. So let's get into that. Get out of these relationships because the jealousy can kick in. So another toxic trait would be you want your girl to yourself, but she can't date anybody else. So that's a turn on. So he'll say, it'll make her feel better. Like, oh my, but he wants me. He doesn't want me with anyone else. Oh, that's going to make you feel better. But yet he's banging everyone else behind your back. So she'll feel comfort when he says, baby, you're all mine. I love you. Buys her gifts, takes her to dinner, like one night, just to give enough, right? What do they call it? Maybe it's narcissist. I know that word narcissist is thrown around all over the place. Just enough to give her, like they call it breadcrumbing, right? Breadcrumbing. She's getting crumbs. She's not getting the whole cake, which a man's supposed to give a woman, right? So, but God forbid she talks to another man and he can get so crazy and you hear it and it's happened. I'm following the Menendez story because they need to get out of jail. That's like, I'm not going to get into that because their father was an animal. So my algorithm shows a lot of past cases. And that girl from Poltergeist, you guys are young, you won't remember, but her boyfriend strangled and murdered her because he was jealous and obsessed. That happens. It really does a lot. My sister Diane went to high school with a girl. Her boyfriend killed her. Jealous boyfriend. Cheryl Woods. I could say her name. She passed away years and years ago. Rest in peace to Cheryl Woods. Her dad found her in her room. He killed her. Toxic. It's scary. And it happens. And women are too scared. It's like molestation. You don't want to rape. You keep quiet about it because you're ashamed. But girls are scared to leave because they feel self-worth. No self-worth. No love for themselves. Women are married to men like this. There was just a TikTok the other day. A woman has been married with 3 kids to this man for 30 years. Meanwhile, he had a whole other life. The whole time. She found out he's been with multiple women. She had to go get all testing done to see if she had STDs. How devastating your whole marriage was one big lie. That's another subject. That's not really toxic relationship. I mean, yeah, that's just cheating. So all these things are making me not want to ever get married, which I'm scared to death of marriage. So I have some signs that I have here on the internet. That was all coming from my heart. Because I know there's people on my live today, and that's been on my live, that's been asking to talk about toxic relationships. So signs that your relationship is toxic. You might know this already. They always have to keep score. What does that mean? Passive aggression is a way of life. You're constantly being blamed for their problems. Yeah, so that's called something. That's, I know people that do that. They're blaming you when it's them. And then they really make you believe it's you when it's them. They're jealous of everyone around you. You can't have friends. You gotta stay home. That's not normal. Can't be your own person. Your man should be proud to have you on his arm. Your needs don't seem to matter. That's another one. It's toxic. What should be a healthier relationship? Hi, honey, how was your day? Make sure you call me when you get home. What do you want me to pick you up? Oh, you're not feeling good? I'm going to bring you soup. Those are healthy relationship things, right? How can you tell if a relationship's toxic? You may feel constantly disrespected or that your needs aren't being met. You feel a toll on your self-esteem over time. I said that already. You feel unsupported, misunderstood, or attacked. You feel depressed, angry, or tired after speaking or being with the other person. If you're with the person at a young age now, like that, how the hell can you marry someone like that and think it's going to get better? That person you're with that does that to you clearly needs help, because they're doing that because they're so miserable with themselves. I myself was very toxic when I was in my addiction. I was like a player. Women could be player whores. Men could be whores too. That's what we call men could players, girls are whores, whatever. That's all toxic traits. What I always say, when you grow up in a family, it's learned behavior. Just because your parents are an alcoholic and just what you see, that doesn't mean every person. I always want to clarify that. You're not going to always grow up and be like your parents, but a lot of times you do, and you mimic what your parents do. Guys, I always get a neck ache when I talk up this way. So a lot of times, that's why I say I'm single, because I'm not going to marry and be with somebody and live with them and know them really well, because then they change. You marry them and like, oh my God, this is the person I wasn't dating. They have domestic violence hotlines, right? Twelve signs you're in a toxic relationship. You don't feel safe. Shouldn't you feel safe in a relationship? And I mean emotional safety, not physical. I mean, physical counts too, but emotionally. You have to share your thoughts and feelings with a person. And I've talked about that on all my love relationship videos. Hold on, guys. Oh, God, I know it's... Oh, Lord, help me. Who is this? Hold on, guys. I just want to read this. I'm recording a YouTube video. I'm not quite sure what that message means. Is there a lost kitten? Question mark. Guys, I'm so sorry. Anyway, let me go back. So, So, bad communication, you don't feel safe. Shouldn't you have all them with a partner, right? I'm going to get to something else after I go over these 12 signs. You feel neglected or exploited. You feel like you lost yourself. That's a good one. Women do that. Men too, but it's a lot of women. You see, who are you? I can't mention names, but a friend of mine, I'm like, you are not the girl I met. Since you met him, where's my friend? Since you've been with Frank, I'm just going to say, I'm making up names. You lost yourself. What happened to you? When you get so wrapped up in this toxic relationship, it's an obsession and you become so wrapped up in that person. Toxic people tend to absorb, manipulate, and mold people to fit their own agendas. Meaning they just get so wrapped up, like I said, into them. Their plans and interests dominate the relationship. You often find yourself doing things you don't want to do just to please them. Right? Another one is judgment, not curiosity. You feel belittled and ashamed. You don't receive empathy. So that all boils down to self-love. I'm so empathetic. I look at my cats and I cry. I cry over commercials. I cry over movies. I could be a real bitch. I'm not on here saying I'm perfect. We all have our moments. Women could have their time of the month. But when you're in love with someone and have a normal relationship, you're going to have empathy for them. That's not healthy not to. My baby don't feel good. My boyfriend broke his leg at football. You're going to have empathy for them. If you're toxic, you're going to make a big story up. And it's just... Empathy says it's like a pair of glasses you put on to see the world through someone else's eyes. That's how they're explaining it. That's a good way to put it. It's choosing to rejoice with those who rejoice, weep with those who weep. It's also choosing not to remind people who are doing well of all the suffering in the world. Toxic people are hyper-focused on their own needs and wants. They don't focus on anybody around them. They just care about themselves. You feel controlled and manipulated. You're living under a cloud of rage. Intense jealousy affects your actions. You have limited access or aren't allowed access to money, friends, family, or other resources. That's the last one. They put you in a bubble. You can't see your family, your friends. That's toxic. And my own that I'm going to put in, not even reading. Your personality and to boot, which sums up all of them, is just not you. Your family knows. I know my daughter. That's my heart. I would kill for her. So mothers know their son. Girls could do this to guys. Believe me. What happened to my daughter? She's not smiling. I'm just saying general. I'm not saying it's my daughter. I'm just giving examples. You know when that person's not themselves anymore. It's just like an addict have to give up the drinking, the drugs. They have to want to get out of that relationship. And women lay in bed at night, parents or whatever, oh my God, is my daughter or son going to be okay? They can get a phone call at night that they were murdered because of the outrage. And sometimes the boyfriend doesn't even mean to kill them. They get so jealous and then they snap. I'm not condone, like, what's the word? I'm not trying to make them, like, what's the word? You know what I'm talking about? Like, they probably don't want to kill them. They just go crazy and they strangle them. You know, it happens, but my advice to this video, because I'm going to end it now, go to therapy, block them, take all their photos out of your phone. You're young. You have to learn self-love. That's key. And it takes years. If you're young and you're watching this, if you're in grammar school, middle school, high school, if you're in your 20s, look, I'm 52. I didn't learn self-love till I was in my mid-40s when I got sober. I'll be sober 7 years. It took me years to master it, okay? Your self-worth, and it takes time. But your first thing you have to do is block that person, go to therapy, look in the mirror, say I'm beautiful, write down positive affirmations. It does get better. Message me on Instagram or Facebook. I love you guys. Like, share, and subscribe. I'll see you soon. Good night. Bye, guys.